Welcome to Homemaking with Mima. My name's Wendy, and we're going to be doing another canning project today. I grabbed out the cranberries that were in my freezer that I had shown you during my challenging myself to use up things in my pantry. And we had a small bag of cranberries in there, so I'm going to get them out of there. We're going to can them up for cranberry juice, and I'm going to bring you along with me. Okay, so for canning cranberry juice, I usually use a cup of cranberries. And I put them in there. These I've had in the refrigerator for a little while. Probably all morning. My jars are hot, so I'm risking putting in these cranberries being still cold like they are, but I am heating up water to put in with them. Okay, so I went and I got my USDA Complete Guide to Home Canning. And 1-inch headspace. For quarts, I'm going to process them for 25 minutes. And that's it. I will link this down below in the description so that you can either reference it online or you can purchase your own book through Amazon, which is what my husband had done for me. Okay, so I brought some bottled drinking water. Not quite boiling hot, but close to it. My jars are hot. My berries are not. So be warned. Come up to the 1-inch headspace. And I'll heat up some more. And then anytime you have a solid inside of your jars, you always want to debubble it. Even though there's not that much in here, always debubble. Now look, and I need just a little bit more water in that. So I'm going to wait. I got my lids here in warm water. So now I'm just waiting for a little bit more water to heat up so that I can finish topping these off. 1-inch headspace, lids, rings on fingertip tight. 25 minutes for quarts. So that's what we're going to process these at in the water bath canner. And I have been canning already today, but I split this up into two because it would have been a really long video. And you can hear my other jars popping. They do that. They kind of ping. They ping. That means the seal took. The 1-inch headspace is easy when you're doing, for the 1-inch, it's usually that very bottom lip right here. And I showed you that before when I did the beans. Or you can use this tool as well. And you're gonna, there we go. That's a good example. That's 1-inch headspace. Okay, we'll get these in the water bath canner. And we needed to heat up a little bit of water for this. Well, we had a jumper. Debubble. One-inch headspace, lid, and then ring. Okay, so you seen me put that third one down. I have empty jars in there as well to help with the space issue so the full jars don't go bouncing all over the place in there. It's just a good practice to do because otherwise you're gonna end up having your seals not seal or a broken jar or a product all over in your canner. And this isn't quite enough water, so I do have some water here. You want to get 1 inch above the product that you're canning. There's that. Then we'll turn it on. We'll turn it on high, and now we got to wait for it to come to a rapid boil. Then we will set our timer for 25 minutes. Okay, so it had come to a rapid boil. That's rapid. You see it? There you go. It drips everywhere. And I had set my timer, and I forgot to video it, but 25 minutes for that. And I was on cleanup. If you're new here, I don't have a dishwasher. We are the dishwasher, but we're okay with that. Doing dishes builds character, right? That's what I'm going with. But we built this home. It's 30 years old. We're good with it for now. Maybe when we get older and retire, we'll make sure that we have a dishwasher in our home. Okay, so that timer has gone off. I'm gonna shut it off. Take the lid. Look at that steam coming out. Okay, just put a little crack into it. Let it sit for 5 minutes to settle down some. Okay, so the timer's going off for it resting for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna pull them out, set them on the table there. And we'll get a little closer look after I'm done doing this. I don't tip the water off of them. I usually just throw a blanket over them and that blanket absorbs it. So there's our 3 quarts. We had just enough to do the 3 quarts. And as you can see, well, the cranberries don't look that appealing and the juice isn't that dark yet, but you let them sit for about, I don't know, 3 to 6 months, and then you can start drinking it. That's what I've seen others do. So that's what we have done. And so we'll clean them up tomorrow, and I'll bring you back to show you what they look like. They're not going to look much different. And there they are. I tucked them away. Just gave them their little blanket. And that's it for the canning for today. I got to let this cool down before I pull the empty jars out. See, that way then that helped. They didn't bounce around in there. So I have a quart jar and some pint jars in there. Doesn't hurt the jars at all. It just helps from your product bouncing around. Okay, so it is the next day and everything is cooled down completely. And so now I'm gonna wash them up. I wash the rings after I'm done washing all the jars. So I'm gonna check them first to make sure they sealed. Press down, there's no movement. Lift them up by the lid. Perfect. 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 Okay, so I'm going to label the cranberries. Made homemade cranberry juice yesterday, as you have watched. Just gonna put cranberry 3/24. So I'm just going to write what it is, the month and the year. I no longer put the dates on them. We do have some down there, but when I put these on the shelves, I'll tuck these a little bit further away so that we tend to use the ones that have been sitting down there since, I want to say I canned those in November. So, and they turned out pretty good, I think. Yep, they're going to stay at the top. I mean, you can shake them up. It don't matter. They're still going to float. As you know, cranberries are hollow on the inside. And so we're going to let this sit anywhere between 3 to 6 months before we drink this. Like I said, I do have other down there that we're turning to, so we're not hurting for cranberry juice. This is more economical to make it homemade if you can get the cranberries in season. And the best time to buy them is the beginning of November for the holiday seasons, for like Thanksgiving and Christmas. And that's also when the cranberry farms are actually harvesting. And so cranberries are cheaper at that time. So I bought up a whole bunch and I went through them and I cleaned them. I canned a whole bunch and I had some that wasn't enough for another full canning session. So I just froze them. And these are what I did canned today, or yesterday, because this is the next day. I washed them all up. So I want to thank you for joining me in this canning session that I had done with the cranberries I was trying to get out of my freezer, and I did. And it made 3 quarts of cranberry juice for us to enjoy in anywhere from 3 to 6 months. If you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I want you to know, I want you to make it a great day.